In this video, we will review the startup sequence and operation. Now that we have installed and programmed the Pro-X 70200 primary, we are ready to start the burner. We will proceed with the following 7 steps. Check that power is turned on. Make sure you open all manual oil line valves and close the line switch. The Pro-X LCD screen display will indicate that the control is powered. Next, we will initiate a call for heat. If you are connected to a furnace or hydronic system, your thermostat most likely will be connected to a limit controller, such as a boiler temperature limit or a furnace control module. The T1 and T2 terminals will either have a physical jumper or can be programmed to be electronically jumper. Either case, the Pro-X screen will display TT, indicating that the T1 and T2 circuit is closed. Now, when you set the thermostat a few degrees higher than the room temperature, the limit controller will energize the limit circuit and power the black wire limit in, and the Pro-X will begin a pre-ignition cycle. If you are connected to a steam system or a traditional furnace with a fan limit switch, then your thermostat will connect directly to T1, T2 terminals. When there is a call for heat, your limit circuit must be energized, bringing power back to limit in, as indicated by the limit icon on the screen. And when the T1, T2 is closed by the thermostat, the Pro-X will begin a pre-ignition cycle. The pre-ignition cycle compensates for sluggish startup of some older ignition transformers. During pre-ignition, the igniter comes on, then followed 3 seconds later by valve delay on. Here, the motor begins to run and the burner fan is blowing air through the combustion area to prepare for ignition. Once valve delay on, sometimes called pre-purge, is complete, the trial for ignition, or TFI cycle, begins. By default, the TFI period is set to 15 seconds, but it can be changed to 30 or 45 seconds. For oil valve delay on operation, you must wire the oil valve to the violet terminal, otherwise refer to the manual. During the TFI cycle, the CAD cell must sense the flame within the TFI time limit. As soon as the flame is sensed, the screen will indicate so by momentarily displaying flame detected. Press the View Ohms button, also known as the up arrow button, at any time while the flame is on to view an ohm reading from the CAD cell. No need for a separate meter or special tool. Press the down arrow to return to the time in mode screen. If the Pro-X does not sense flame within the TFI time limit, a lockout occurs and the screen displays lockout and flashes the fault icon. In a normal run cycle, the screen will continue to display flame proven and show the ohm reading or count up in seconds the time in mode. If the flame is lost during a run cycle, it may recycle and attempt to relight if recycle mode is turned on, or it will immediately lock out and will need to be manually reset to start the burner. Once the call for heat is terminated, the oil valve is de-energized and the motor delay off cycle begins, sometimes called post-purge. The burner motor and fan remain running for the set time. 30 seconds is the default. The cycle is used to purge any remaining flue gases out of the appliance. At the end of the motor delay off, the Pro-X returns to standby mode, awaiting the next call for heat. Now let's move on to the next chapter.